Thought I'd try to offer something a little bit different here on this video. Was at Walmart the other day, just grabbing some stuff, and came across this guy. So Ozark Trail Baitcaster reel. I think it was like $10, $11, something like that. And I thought, well, I wonder how good their cheap baitcaster is. I've been looking at getting a new baitcaster, but obviously was looking to spend quite a bit more. So anyways, grab that. And then try to pair it up with something. I didn't see any Ozark Trail rods. The rods were pretty slim pickings. So what I grabbed was this Zebco Rhino. And if you look on this, where is it? Yeah, right here. Probably can't, let's see, I can pull this in. So it's a medium heavy rod. So the line weight, 8 to 15 pounds with a lure weight of a 1/4 ounce to 5/8 ounce. And it's got a 10-year warranty on it. You know, I was trying to find something a little bit more stout, but that's what they had. I think that was about $20, $21. So this is about a $30 setup. And then I thought it would only be fair if we're using the Ozark Trail Baitcaster to use the Ozark Trail line. So I grabbed a set of 12-pound test mono, and it actually pairs well with this. So, you know, the rod itself said 8 to 15 pounds. This reel here says 10 to 14 pounds. So 12 is kind of, you know, right there in the middle all the way across. So what I'm going to do is try to rig this thing up, and then we'll do some tests with it. One of the things to know, the other thing I'll mention here too, is this is a 6:3 to 1 ratio. It really depends on, a lot of people have different opinions based on different styles as to what they want to do. You know, if you're really trying to retrieve quickly, like a 7 to 1 tends to be kind of more preferable. If you're really trying to fish slow, something closer to like a 5. So the 6.3 is real nice. It's, you know, right there in the middle. So everything really with this setup is going to be in the middle. And one of the challenges with baitcasters, they tend to do a little bit heavier with heavier baits. So I'm going to try to kind of follow the recommendation on the rod, and I'm going to try to get something that's, you know, closer to that, you know, 1/4, 1/2 ounce weight. And then, like I said, we'll pitch some stuff with it. Right now it is, I guess, you know, mid to late November here in Texas. And so right now the big thing is fishing jigs and things like that. So I'll probably rig up a jig, maybe like a craw crankbait. Maybe I'll try a couple different things and just kind of see how this pans out. Well, I heard a pretty good thwack when I hit this thing, and sure enough, I broke the back of it off. So I think it's time to switch it up here. So I've got a top water, I've got some just a couple things that I thought might be worth a try today. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the jig on the spinner here. I don't know why, it just feels like it might be a good setup for today. These fish should be in the mood for. Oh, there we go. Well, that is not a bass. Hey, bluegill need love too. Wow, buddy, you are really hooked to the lip there. Let's see here. Let's see if we can figure out how to do this. Because I got his lip. There it goes. It's a nice little fat bluegill there. Give him. Sorry, I want to cut that short because I don't want to get stuck behind that brush. Man, he hit that thing pretty hard though. Tell you what. Oh. Got another strike there. All right. I'm not gonna get skunked today. Oh. There we go. Boy, he's fighting that. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Get some decent sized bass out here. I really hate dropping them from this height, but we're down obviously quite a few feet. And I think I figured out where they're hiding. I'm just doing kind of a slow retrieve here. Just letting the bait do the work for me. Just kind of hitch that a little bit since this seems to be the magic spot. Oh, there you go. Can't tell if I caught the same guy. No, different lip color. Getting to get some pretty good sized bass out here. Very exciting. Tell you what, I mean, works. I'm just gonna keep doing it. I have a top water over here and a craw crank, but spinner seems to be the magic, and that seems to be the spot right over here. All right, so I had to do a bit of a reshoot here. In my original video, before I took the baitcaster out, I think I said it was $11. I think it was like $11.88 or something like that. And I went back last night, got another one, so now you see two here. The problem was when I rang the one up yesterday, it was actually $29.64, not the $11.88. And I'm guessing last time when I went, I bought a bunch of stuff for Thanksgiving, so it was a bunch of meats, a bunch of sides, beverages, all that sort of stuff. So I think somehow I just got lost in the shuffle, or maybe it rang up incorrectly the first time. I can't find the other receipt, and then they changed the pricing, but whatever. So it ends up being more like a $30 setup for the baitcaster, and then these Rhino Tough rods were $25. So the setup ends up being, $55 setup. So that changed so I had another video done, but I went ahead and I'm reshooting this because it sort of changes my outlook a little bit. So for $30 for a baitcaster, it puts you in the realm a couple dollars more you could have, or maybe even on sale for the same price. You could get an Abu Garcia Black Max baitcaster. You could get a Cast King Royal Legend 2, and then, if it was on sale, you could potentially even get a Lew's American Hero baitcaster, or, it's probably, I don't know, $10, $15 more, but, on sale, it would probably be the same price. So in that discussion, I think personally, I would probably go with one of the other brands that I know a little bit better, have a little bit more confidence in. I will say what's interesting is I do have a Royal Legend 2 here at the house, and I did look at it. And one of the things I noticed is up here, this feels, I don't know, maybe it Feels kind of metallic-y. I don't know, maybe it's not. This kind of feels metallic. Maybe it is plastic, I'm not sure. But definitely, in terms of the touch and feel of these, much higher quality to me than my Cast King Royal Legend 2. It just feels, the other one just feels plasticky. It looks plasticky. So this actually looks a little bit, kind of reminds me, it looks kind of like a Quantum to me, aside from the green. But still perfectly serviceable, didn't have any problem. I had a little bit of problem with bird nesting the one time where I broke, where did the hunch here, hit it against a tree and a bird's nested and broke the back of it off. So that was unfortunate. But, and let me see, I had another one right after I had was trying to pull a tree branch out and get my spinnerbait loose, which I ultimately ended up losing anyways. But that said, I think that was probably more my fault than it was the baitcaster. And, you know, caught a couple bass on it, a crappie with it. Haven't had a whole lot of trouble. So, like I said, it's doable setup for $55. You know, if I was in a pinch and I needed to go grab a setup and didn't want to spend a lot of money, I probably would do something like this for sure. And then, I guess that since you won't see the other video, I'll mention it. So I went and bought a second one, again, thinking it was $11.88. But, so same setup here. So this one just is on 12-pound fluorocarbon. So this is the new one. And the other one that I used yesterday is on this 12-pound mono. And then I also went out here, and they also were starting to sell some of their own baits. And so they had a spinner bait here with an eagle claw hook on it. And then I think that was like $2.50. And then this was like $1.50 or something like that for an 8-pack of the Ozark Trail Hog Hammer. So this, they actually recommend Texas rigging, but I was trying to find something I could use as a trailer. And so that would probably be a future video just to show, hey, you know what, you can spend $4 on a setup and catch fish. I think I've got an order coming, just as a point of reference. I've got some Vicious Fishing, a set of those lures coming today, and I think it was like $30-something for the set of like 5 of them. Then I've got a replacement. Since I lost the other spinner, it was and you'll see it in the videos of me catching some of the fish. I was using a Z-Man Blades setup, and I actually ended up losing that, so I ordered a replacement. But I think that just each one of those was $3.50, $4. So, you know, I'm getting all of this for the same price as it's going to cost me to just get one replacement spinner. So, you know, like I said, I'll probably do some more of those, just kind of show, you know, hey, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to catch. And I think I've done that throughout a lot of these videos. So I'm using cream lures, which, you know, cost $1 or so. I've been using some caney stoppers. I don't think I've actually caught anything on some of the Walmart. I've got a bunch of Walmart stuff, and I am trying to do a series of here's all the Ozark Trail stuff, and yeah, it works, or no, it doesn't work. Just not there yet. And then, like I said, I did use the Ozark Trail mono. Again, just thinking if you're going to go buy an Ozark Trail baitcaster, you're probably going to go buy the Ozark Trail line. And then if they would have had the rod, I would have bought an Ozark Trail rod. But these Zebco Rhino Tufts are actually, I'm pretty impressed with these. I'll probably, you know, keep using these. Unfortunately, what happens, you know, I give you a couple examples. I went fishing one time, and somebody was loading up the truck, and they slammed the tailgate and broke a bunch of rods. I had a loose American Hero rod that I had just recently bought and on a kayak setup, and a buddy of mine got tangled up. And then trying to help him, he capsized, helping him get back in his boat and everything. I got caught up in a tree and snapped. So in my life, I've probably lost dozens of rods just to various mishaps. I broke a rod the other day with a bluegill that was too large, biting a line. So it happens. So having something like this, like a relatively inexpensive rod that, you know, is going to be sturdy and hold up, is nice to have just in your arsenal. You don't always need to go out there and fish your most expensive gear. And then just in terms of what you'll see in the video of me fishing, again, I was using this baitcaster here with a 12-pound Ozark Trail mono. I threw a couple different things. I did throw a Bill Lewis rattle trap, which is a lipless crank down here, in Strawberry Craw. And I think I got one strike on it, and I think I just missed the hook set, was really what it came down to. And again, when I was filming all that, it was about 60 degrees outside. It was originally overcast, and then it ended up being sunny by the time I got out there. So I did try to throw, this is a Carl's hunch, and it got beat up. And I'll probably include that in the video. You can hear the crack when it hit the tree. I just thought, oh, I just whacked the tree with it, but I actually, broke the tail end of the bait off. This one, I think, is another Carl's. I could be wrong, but it's just a little craw crank. And again, fish weren't really, I think I might have gotten 1 or 2 hits off it the other day too. What I found yesterday, and just kind of the moral of the story, is that just certain days fish want certain things. And then this one is, I think it's Super K bait. It's a top water, and they didn't go for that at all. And then really what did it for me, this isn't the one, but it was the Z-Man blades, but very similar setup. I think this is also a Z-Man, if I'm not mistaken. It is. So it's the same thing, just in a different color. But this was basically what I was using. It just had more of a natural, I mean, this was a kind of a silver color. Mine was more of a brown. And then what I paired that up with was, hopefully I'm not yelling into the camera here, was just a pair, just this Rage Craw in a Bama bug color. And they really, I thought, kind of matched the color of the head of the jig. And it was really just like the first thing that I grabbed out of the plastics, and I was like, oh, that'll work. So that was really what did it for me the other day when I was fishing this stuff, was that setup. And again, it's, it's November in North Texas. Jigs, there was a Bassmaster Open just last weekend, and I was looking through some of the photos on there, and so you see a lot of people and what they were throwing. There was photos, and a lot of those guys were throwing jigs. They're also throwing crankbaits as well, but a lot of people throwing jigs, a couple people throwing some worms. So, but I think jigs, it's really was just the time of year. So that is it for this update. Again, I'll put a note in the video that when I say that, oh, it's $11.88, that I was wrong. It was actually $30. So that is the review. Like I said, I will do some other videos showing off some of this. It's just too cold today to, probably to and the conditions are a little crummy. Probably just not good fishing conditions today, at least in my pond. But I will try to demo some of that stuff, but I'll continue to provide updates on how these guys do. So that is it. Until next time.